after I had some conversations with Billy and Steve about next season and their plans, I think, entertaining the idea of a trade and waiving my no-trade clause, I think Houston was, the number one choice for me. Just knowing these guys so well and, having a chance to win, the familiarity and, had such a great time here. So, that was, number one choice. I mean, I kind of knew as much as you guys did, to be honest. I think, when like I said, after speaking with Steve and Billy, and I really kind of opened it up and said, if this is the direction that you think is best for the organization, I'm not on a long-term deal. Things are different. If I was on a long-term deal, I've heard some of the comments like Francisco was making about, being committed to winning. If the vision super short-term wasn't, we're going to try to win a championship, and not that they're not trying to win, but not going to take the same tactic next year, then I would like the opportunity to go to a team that was going to fight for a championship this year and next. And clearly with the trading of Robertson and Max, the picture for this year and next year was kind of shifting quickly. So, I didn't have to veto anything, and I didn't have them come to me and say this team or that team. I just saw a lot of the same stuff that you guys saw with an interest. And I did speak to Billy, and he was telling me who was reaching out and who did have interest, and that aligned with how the media was reporting things. I don't know how you guys get your information, but you got it. Good question. I haven't really come to terms with it. It's I don't think anybody saw this coming. You commit to a team and you commit to trying to win a championship there, and that's your vision, right? You're all in, and then a few months later, you're back with the team you were with the last season, and I feel like I was just really starting to get settled in the city, in my apartment, and my family was really getting used to things here. You start building a life off the field. You try to build a life in the city that you're in, and you start getting comfortable and you make friends. And, so that part is really difficult. It's a lot on the family. I think, when you're looking at things there's like two different lenses. There's the baseball lens and there's the family lens, right? And even though we have a lot of familiarity in Houston and know the city and the fans and everything, it's we don't have a place there anymore, and it's just a lot on the family to get up and move in the middle of the season. And through the baseball lens, it's super exciting, to join my friends again and a team that's fighting for a championship and in a really intense run coming down the stretch. I mean, that's what you play a game for. And when I sit down and talk with my wife about things, that's why we're here. And, we play this game to win and win championships. So ultimately that's what's the decision maker and the factor that goes into it. But once the decision's made and the dust settles, it's a lot. It's a lot on the family, a lot of moving pieces now and a lot of logistics that you have to figure out. And, you just make it work. Yeah, I mean, I think you get the gist of how the conversation went. It went very similar to Max's conversation, just the vision of how the rest of this year was going and next season had shifted a bit. I think, they're more focused on a couple of years, 25, 26. And, would be great to hear if I was a Met for longer term. But, with only signing a guaranteed 2 years, it changes things a little bit. It was a tough conversation, especially with Steve. I mean, you make a commitment somewhere and there's all this excitement, and it just didn't work for whatever reason this season. And, I'm somebody that really tries to come through with my commitments. And, I was part of that as well, missing the first month. I mean, obviously you can never really forecast an injury, but it was nice to start pitching better as of late. But still, it was a good combo, though. He was very appreciative of my time here and my effort here, and speaking with the team and teammates and all that, and built a nice relationship with him and Alex. And I have a ton of respect for them and what they're all about. And obviously, parting ways, wish them and the Mets and the fan base nothing but the best. It's been a short but nice run for me and my family. we kind of got off on the wrong foot. Everything that could go wrong did early on, and just never felt. Even though we started playing some good baseball at times, we never really hit our stride where we were kind of banging on all cylinders. I can't answer exactly why that is. I think we all in that locker room and stayed extremely positive. I have to give a lot of credit to the guys. I mean, we never let it get negative in there, which is hard to do when things are not going well, and kind of kept expecting it to happen, and it just didn't click. Can't answer it. I mean, I think you look at it from their perspective, and I don't know exactly what their plan is, right? Clearly, their plan in the short term was to bolster their minor league organization with prospects. The direction I was told for next year was it wasn't going to be the exact same MO as this season, which is fill every gap that you need with a free agent. That didn't quite work out, so why double down on that strategy? But I think if I was looking at it through their lens, you look at the players that they have earmarked for next season, Edwin Diaz coming back, and the same core that you had going into this year. I don't see why they wouldn't think that they would be competitive. I mean, I don't see how it could hurt them. It was just an unfortunate season where things didn't go according to plan. I have nothing but the utmost respect for their organization and how they treat their players. A+ from top to bottom. And anybody that would ask me about that organization, if they had a decision to make, I would recommend their organization. They just because it didn't work out on the field this year doesn't mean that it won't work out in the future.